Hello everybody, this is Dan Faber, and today I'm going to talk about how to clone your own staff. And the other day, a dentist was asking me, how do I clone my staff? How do I reproduce one staff member's attributes in another staff member? How do I reproduce that person? And there's a couple ways to do it. The first way is the traditional way, where you put an ad on a job board or you call a staffing agency, you give the criteria that you're looking for, essentially the attributes of that staff member, and interview people, interview candidates, and then hire the best one. And that works. That's been working for years. But there's a different, and I think a better way to do it. And it involves actually taking advantage of your existing staff, that staff member who is so great that you want to reproduce. So it involves giving them more responsibility. But, to give someone more responsibility, you have to make sure your staff is happy to begin with. So please, people out there, please, dentists, keep your staff happy. These are the people that give you less headaches, that make your life better, make your life easier. So don't be penny wise and pound foolish when it comes to your staff. Keep them happy. Make sure they want to come into work. Make sure they're valued the way you value them. So really, this first step in this is to give that staff member more responsibility. Make them more accountable for their job and their position in the practice. Make them the head of the department. Give them the credibility they deserve in your practice. And next, part of that responsibility is becoming an HR officer. So if you have an assistant, for example, and you've given them accountability as the head of the department, part of their responsibility is HR. So you've given them responsibility to hire. So their job is to go out there and find someone who is their clone, right? They're trying to find the best person for the job, and they are the best person for the job. So they want to reproduce themselves. So who better to do that than that person? So put that person to task. Give them the resources they need. They might need money for taking people out to lunch. Maybe they're putting a job board ad out there, but they're handling the process because they are the person that are trying to reproduce. So the next step is to have that staff member bring in the candidates, hire somebody, and then train them. So part of this HR responsibility is to onboard the new candidate who they've reproduced. So that new person, that new clone who comes in, is not only the right person to have the job in the first place, now they're the right person to become trained for that job. So who better to train them? The original person, the head of the HR. So systematizing this process is extremely important as well. Creating manuals, videos, written descriptions, whatever it takes to make the training process easier. It would be great to have those assets in place just in case the original person you're trying to clone leaves the practice. At least you have the assets behind to recreate that person if needed. So you might be asking, Dan, this sounds great. How do I make this happen? Why is my staff member going to do this? And I'm going to tell you why. Because you're going to pay them, of course. You're going to pay a job board anyway. You might pay a staffing agency anyway. So why wouldn't you pay your HR person to do this job for you? Of course you would. So you can incentivize by giving them a per job task. You can make it part of their entire salary, however you want to do it. But you should be paying them for the entire process. You should be paying them for finding the person, for interviewing the people, then training them, and then also for creating all the assets that they are basically creating the job description for perfect person for that role. And that's really what you're going for here, right? You're building assets to create a foundation for a great team. So I hope this little tip helps you. That's the whole point of what I'm doing here with Core Buildup, is providing tools, tactics, strategies, whatever value I can provide to realize a better life in dentistry, a better life in practice, to have more joy in your life, more love in your life, and more inner calm. And that's really what it's all about. Until next time, this is Dan Faber. Connect with me anytime you'd like, and hopefully you can find a way for me to help you and provide value.